Huh, what are the odds? Hey guys, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite movies, and today I'm gonna be doing a movie review on the 21st MCU movie, Captain Marvel. I watched it in the cinema with my classmates, some of my friends, and I'm happy that I watched it in the cinema to get the full experience. But you know, I'm gonna say it. This movie, it's not that good. It's not that good. Not terrible, but it's not that good. It's a mediocre, bland MCU movie that's kinda forgettable. Yeah, so anyway, I wasted 55 Hong Kong dollars to watch this movie, and that is basically the equivalent to $7.10, about 10 cents in the USA. I think about that price. But yeah, that's $55 gone for a mediocre Marvel movie. So yeah, the plot is basically about Brie Larson's character, which is Captain Marvel, who is Carol Danvers, which, by the way, is basically a rip-off name of Kara Danvers, Superwoman in DC. But hey, it's not Kevin Feige's fault. It's not any of the producers in the MCU's fault. It's the comics' fault. But yeah, she is apparently a human living on the planet of Kree, and she's in like a fight team, like a police fight team, like the police of Kree, and they have to fight off the Skrulls, the evil shape-shifting green aliens, in order to retrieve a core, like an energy core of some sorts. And then all of a sudden, Captain Marvel, aka Carol, realized that she wasn't from Kree at all. She was a human, and she had an amnesia because before she became a Kree, she was actually an American who's a really tough woman who flies jet planes, and she works for a woman who's older than her and who's secretly a Kree. And then all of a sudden the woman fails, and she was approached by these evil Kree people, and these evil Kree people wanted to get the energy core, but she didn't want the evil people to get the core, so she shot the core with a shotgun. The core exploded, and she gained these powers and became Captain Marvel. So, after she realized that, she came back to Earth, met with Samuel L. Jackson's character, Nick Fury, and it was the 90s. It was exactly 1995, and a bunch of things happened. Explosions, fights. That's pretty much it. So, first of all, let's talk about the pros of the movie before I start talking about the cons here. I think Samuel L. Jackson, as always, a good actor, and Nick Fury is a good character, and I think he gave a pretty nice performance. Same goes for Ben Mendelsohn. I think he's pretty great as the Skrull dude, bro. And you know what? Jude Law is pretty good. In fact, if you think about it, the MCU is really, really, really big. It's so big that two pairs of actors who played Holmes and Watson in popular movies and TV shows are in it. That being Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, and Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman. Yeah, and anyway, Jude Law's pretty good in here. It's not great, but still pretty good. Also, the visual effects, they are awesome. They are awesome, awesome, awesome. Because, Marvel's rich, they have a lot of money, quality production, and the visual effects, they are stunning. And what's the most stunning is actually how they made Samuel L. Jackson and Clark Gregg look so young without it feeling like plastic, unnatural. It feels really natural, really smooth, and I'm really impressed with the visuals. And what else? Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's chemistry with Goose the cat, and Samuel L. Jackson with Carol Danvers, aka Brie Larson, and his chemistry with basically everyone is also pretty great throughout the whole movie. And I also want to say the first and second acts of the movie, they are actually quite enjoyable and entertaining. Not that they're deep or, great or anything, but they are quite enjoyable. The first act features Captain Marvel being trapped in a Skrull spaceship, and she had to escape, except both her hands are being jacked into this into these metal chunks, I guess, and she had to punch her way out, and it was actually pretty entertaining. The second act is even more entertaining because Skrulls are shapeshifters, so Captain Marvel and Nick Fury really can't trust anyone. Anyone can be the Skrulls in disguise, so there is a lot of deception going on. And yeah, that's basically the pros. Now let's get to the cons. Yeah, I really don't want to say this, but I think Brie Larson's performance is just not that good. She's not giving the character any flavor, any texture, anything. And I think the character of Captain Marvel herself is pretty one-dimensional, pretty bland, nothing all that special. There are little to no character arcs for Captain Marvel in the entire movie. In fact, there are little to no character arcs for any character in the movie. And I think, the MCU has evolved a lot throughout the times, and the movies lately had been very stunning and very beautiful and very colorful and vibrant and vivid, and this movie is not any of that. Doctor Strange is weird, eccentric, magical. Guardians of the Galaxies is an intergalactically colorful and fun franchise. And the movie Thor Ragnarok is surprisingly colorful and wild as well. And then we have Captain Marvel, which is not that colorful, not that special. The only theme that the movie is relying on is 90s throwback. And it's too weak of a theme. There's nothing all that nostalgic about it, really. Because, it's still the 2010s, and, the 90s rave usually will happen in the 2020s. So, it's, pretty weak. Even movies like Avengers Infinity War have this very grim, apocalyptic vibe. And yeah, another thing that I really think the movie sucks at is making sense. There are so many scenes in the movie that just don't make sense, and they kinda bug me, to be honest, including that scene where Captain Marvel is literally in space, in outer space, without a suit or anything, and she doesn't immediately die. Because if you are in outer space and you're a human being, you probably die. If you're in an organism, you probably die. Actually, not probably. You definitely die. And, okay, her suit gets burnt while plunging through the atmosphere while being on fire, but her leather jacket is completely intact. What? And then we also get the Nick Fury eye patch thing. Ever since the first ever appearance of Nick Fury, everyone wondered how did Nick Fury lose his eye? Turns out the reason why he lost it is because a cat scratched it. A cat scratched it. I just refuse to believe. I refuse to believe that Nick Fury got this eye patch and lost his eye simply because of a stupid cat scratch, okay? And then also we have a scene where Captain Marvel is teleported, or actually not teleported, like consciously sent to this trippy dimension thing, And you know, she talks to this deity who's supposed to be in control of all the Krees, and she's kind of evil. She, he, it, I don't know, but you know, Captain Marvel was like, "No, you're wrong," and then the deity, the entity, was like, "Nope. If you think I'm wrong, I can actually take your powers back." And then all of a sudden, Captain Marvel was like, "Nope, psych. I don't need your help. I somehow gain all the powers without you giving it to me." Yeah. And then also, for some reason, the cat Goose is also a very dangerous, murderous monster. And it just doesn't add up, okay? So yeah, anyway, there are a list of things that don't make sense at all, and I'm not going to go through all of them. Another thing that I want to point out is that Captain Marvel is overpowered. Especially in the last scene, it's just like, she's so fucking overpowered. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay? I just don't. Yeah, you know, I swear, if Captain Marvel beats Thanos, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad at the MCU. Wow. And you know what? In this review, I'm not gonna get political, you know, because Brie Larson got all this backlash from hating white men. But yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that I'm not on the trend of hating white men. I just don't think it's rational at all. And yeah, at the end, I just think Captain Marvel is one of the weakest Marvel movies out there. The only couple of movies that I think are worse than Captain Marvel in the MCU are Thor: The Dark World and The Incredible Hulk, maybe. But yeah, after watching the movie, when I walked out of the theaters, I wasn't all that impressed. I wasn't thinking about the movie all the time. And the next day, which is today, I almost completely forgot that I have watched the movie. It's that forgettable. I'm saying Captain Marvel is meh, and I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. So, have you watched Captain Marvel? From 1 to 10, how much did you rate it? Like if you like it, hate if you hate it, and subscribe if you want more. And I'm going to be doing reviews of Unbreakable and Glass and Weezer and Little Sims' new albums very soon.